Welcome back to the JefeTalk Podcast. It is your host Jefe, back for another one. Oh man, y'all really got me in my YouTube bag. you know, I, what's funny? Earlier this year, I was like, yo, I gotta really get on my YouTube bag. You know what I'm saying? Because from life, family, business, all types of stuff going on. I've realized, yo, I'm not putting enough content out there, and he answered my prayers. Like I got enough content to last me for the rest of the year. I appreciate everybody subscribing. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Drake's bodyguard has been shot. Some saying people pulled up from Compton, took a flight. You know what I'm saying? Some people saying is Rick Ross from his plane getting shot down. I mean, I'm hearing all types of reports. It's getting to the point where, I mean, damn, everybody's trying to come at Drake. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to one of my boys Charles. We was like, yo, is it that Drake just figured out the game? You know what I'm saying? Because, we all know the speculation of him earning points on everybody's records, him getting money on the back end with Taylor Swift. I mean, that's been the talk of the town. And it's starting to look like it's getting a little bit past music. It's getting a little bit past music. I mean, prayers to the bodyguard who got shot. We never want nobody to get hurt in this situation, but I think it's a little bit past music at this point. But my speculation on this, and keep in mind this is all speculation, I honestly feel this is outside of the beef. This is outside of the battle. I honestly think there's some ties and some things that Drake either put himself in or trying to get the perception he is in, right? Because we got to look at the timing of all of this. Because I find it very, very funny how all of a sudden now people getting shot, right? Right after certain tracks dropped, now we got news coverage, right? So it's getting to the point where it feels like a lot of staged things, but of course we don't want to stage somebody getting hurt, right? I'm pretty sure people got family and things of that nature. But let's tap in and kind of see where it started, where's it at now, and then we're going to break it down from there, because I honestly feel there's a little bit more to this puzzle that no one's really talking about, and we're going to talk about that here tonight.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox, and we do have some breaking news that we want to get to. This is some aerial footage of the house from Drake. This is the rapper Drake right there. This is his house in Toronto. There was a shooting that happened earlier outside Drake's Toronto home, and one person was injured in this. According to TMZ, sources confirm the injured person is a member of Drake's security team. Now, police have yet to say if they believe the shooting is related to the Kendrick Lamar feud. Drake and Kendrick Lamar have been feuding for quite some time, releasing diss tracks against one another. But again, police have revealed the victim suffered a gunshot wound to the upper chest, and it does appear to have been a drive-by attack. Also, there has been impact across the Atlantic. In London, someone reportedly
All right, let's unpack this right here. Okay. They already inserted Kendrick. Like, come on. They already insert Kendrick as a cause or a possibility of why this may happen. Come on. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is the non-biased JefeTalk Podcast. I give everything from a boss perspective, thinking on my own terms, based on what's presented in front of me. All of a sudden, we have news reporters putting this aligned with a rap battle. So I find it really funny on what the agenda could be, right? What could really be behind the conversations on both sides of the camps, right? Because this is why I really think this was way past music months ago. months ago, right? And we all know that. We all know Kendrick from Control and so on been dropping little hints here and there that he ain't really messing with Drake like that. But if we want to keep it a buck, we all know how sensitive Drake is. We all know how sensitive this dude is. Look, granted, he makes great music. His pen game is unmatched. His collabs his collaborations is unmatched. But you know, he's pretty sensitive. You know what I'm saying? To each his own, right? So my question is, why are news reporters entering Kendrick's name at Drake's home of a shooting, and we are literally talking about in Canada? We're not talking about LA. We're not talking about New York. We're not talking about Miami. We're not talking about any penthouses Drake owned in the States. We're talking about Canada, right? So this can allude and this can potentially show how far of a range Kendrick has, because we all know people do dumb stuff, right? We all know people get influenced. People, you know, at the end of the day want to feel like they're a part of something, or they might just have clicks in different locations. But for them to mesh this together, I find it really, really suspicious, and it's looking ugly. It's looking ugly because now we got somebody shot. Now we're trying to make this about race. I had this one chick. I'm not even gonna post it because they're gonna flag me. I got this one with all these racial slurs. You know what I'm saying? Why can't you gotta make it about race? You end this, you end that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo. How did we get here? You get what I'm saying? So we're gonna unpack tonight. I want everybody to sit back, relax, like, subscribe. We're gonna talk about this because I honestly feel that there's a bigger agenda that's involved with what's really going on, and it has to be talked about because at the end of the day, we enjoyed the battle, we enjoyed the music. It forced Kendrick to get out, you know, the cubby hole. It forced Drake to really have to, all right, do I really got to rap with this dude? You get what I'm saying? But now we at a point where people getting shot. People getting shot over a rap battle? Nah, it's past rap. We all know. When we cracking jokes at the table. Y'all know when y'all was growing up at the lunch table, your mama this, your mom, yeah, maybe every now and then somebody pops off. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I caught one. I just said something too wild and he caught me. You get what I'm saying? Look, I ain't gonna front. I was known to talk crazy. You know what I'm saying? I had my fair ones, but does it get to the point where people getting shot? That's what I want to know. What's the bigger agenda? What's behind this?
Vandalizing Drake's store, spray painting, quote, "they not like us" on the store's front window. That graffiti inspired by Kendrick Lamar's latest diss track drop, quote, "not like us." And just a short time.
Y'all hear that? Inspired. Come on, y'all. Come on, show some love. Show some loves on these likes, because I'm about to really unpack this because we're gonna keep it a buck. We're gonna really, really keep it real on these news reports. They literally said inspired by Kendrick. Now, if I was a betting guy, I mean, my fan dude definitely says I am. I need to get my game up. But if I was a betting guy and my quote unquote my opposition just put out to the world that I'm a freaky ass boy. Like, let's keep it a buck. And I'm real sensitive. I got a temper problem. I mean, would it be out of the equation if I got some folks to write "not like us" on my store? Come on, y'all. Like, this is the easiest play in the book. I mean, and it's just baffling me how creative these camps are trying not to be. You get what I'm saying? Come on. You're putting false information, you know, and I hope it's not true, about what you might be into, freaky, you know, the freak boy type stuff, right? Then on top of that, exposing this, yeah, we know it's fake and XYZ, but he carried the lie. If it was fake, Kendrick handled the lie that he was fed at the highest level of all levels. I'm sorry. like I said on my last podcast, this is not about what's true. This is not about being who's the most honest. Nobody gives a damn on who the most honest. I mean, look what hip hop is based off of, right? We're always rapping and talking about things we inspire to be, things we want one day, and then eventually the money comes in, we get it, right? So nobody's telling the truth at the end of the day. There's an aspect of truth, but when we really, really break it down, everyone's lying. Salespeople lie. You lie to yourself when you look in the mirror, right? Like, come on, let's keep it a buck. We lie to ourselves every day. So why are we holding our entertainers to that standard? That's why I said this rap battle wasn't about who's telling the most truth. This rap battle was who can take a lie and make it sound the best. This is why they giving Kendrick the W. Granted, Drake did his thing. That family, I'm sorry, that was one of the hardest tracks he dropped. It forced him to get in his bag. But what forced him to get in his bag was how well Kendrick, quote unquote, was rapping out the lies. That's what this game is about. Who sounds better on wax? Who's getting the most attention? You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I think this is a little bit more of an orchestrated attack that kind of went too far. Granted, somebody put in the chat how much Drake is worth, because if we gonna really talk money, right? I've seen people get shot over $5 before in a club. Like, you mean to tell me nobody can throw a bag at a couple of news outlets, send a couple of people to the streets? You know what I'm saying? Yo, I need you to, you get what I'm saying? But what I don't like is the false narratives that we seeing. This lady literally here on a news report saying inspired by Kendrick. So what is the bigger agenda? What are we talking about?
Time ago, we were hearing from Canadian authorities as they shared the very latest in this shooting, and I do want to play that for you right now.
And I'm one of the media relations officers for the Toronto Police Service. Speaking today is Inspector Paul Kravchuk of our Integrated Gun and Gang Task Force, which investigates all shootings and firearm discharges within the city of Toronto. Inspector?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Inspector Paul Kravchuk of the Integrated Gun and Gang Task Force, and I'm pleased to be here today. I know there's a lot of interest in this incident, and I hope you can also appreciate that information is very limited at this time, so I only have so much. What I do know, I will advise you of, and I will take a few questions at the end. This morning at about 2 a.m., police were called to a shooting at the residence behind me here. When officers arrived, they located a male who was suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. That male was taken to hospital in serious condition. That person was working apparently as a security guard at the residence. He was standing outside of the gates in front of the residence when the shooting occurred. We have individuals who obviously performed the shooting who were seen in a vehicle. I do not have a description of the vehicle or the suspect.
I already know he wanted to say, yeah, they were in a vehicle with blue flags hanging out with LA license plates. So, you know they want. You already know what he wanted to say, because this sounds too scripted. I'm sorry. Again, I definitely hope nobody is severely hurt. It does sound like the bodyguard is recovering. But just the narrative of what I'm hearing on these news reports is outrageous. Everything is tying back to Kendrick, at least on the news. And that's what I said. This is on Canada's ground, right? I get it if Drake is at a hotel in the middle of Hollywood or LA and that joint got shot up. Like, come on. Like, all right, 1 + 1 is Kendrick. You get what I'm saying? But I just find it ironic and also very, very suspicious that all of a sudden these news reporters and everyone is just tying it. I mean, they're just saying the name, right? So that's why I really feel Drake might be more involved than you think, just on the narrative at play, because this is his home turf, right? And then it makes you question, how was anyone even able to get all the way up to his gate? And then what? They just start shooting? All of a sudden he has that much access? Something's not adding up, y'all. Something's not adding up.
At this time, again, it's very early on in the investigation. I cannot speak to a motive at this time because it's so early, but as we get information, we will share it with you. Anyone with information is asked to call 416-808-2510.
You already know that line is off the hook. All them Drake stands.
You can expect to see an increased presence in this neighborhood for the next little while, but it's no different than any other shooting or firearm discharge. We'll have officers here looking for witnesses to come forward, as well as we canvassing for video. I'll now take a few questions.
Was Drake home, and is he cooperating with this investigation?
I cannot confirm if Drake was home at the time the incident occurred, but I can tell you that we are in contact with his team and they are cooperating.
To what extent is the rap beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar?
Here we go. What are you going to say?
So I am aware of what you're talking about, but it's time. And so I cannot comment further on that.
While the motive may not be confirmed, if that is something that you're looking at, knowing that this beef crosses borders into the U.S., is there anything being done in the investigation to maybe prevent a potential suspect from leaving Canada?
So this is no different than any other investigation. Okay, like,
all right, let's unpack that, right? So granted, they're asking the right questions, right? We got to also look at this subjectively, right? That you have to ask, hey, do you think this is related, right? But I want everybody, I want to rewind this real quick. I want, for those who's joining, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure you like and subscribe. But I want everybody to hear the initial sentiment, the initial introduction to this news reporter, what this news reporter was saying. Check this out.
Have some breaking news that we want to get to. This is some aerial footage of the house from Drake. This is the rapper Drake right there. This is his house in Toronto. There was a shooting that happened earlier outside Drake's Toronto home, and one person was injured in this. According to TMZ, sources confirm the injured person is a member of Drake's security team. Now, police have yet to say if they believe the shooting is related to the Kendrick Lamar feud. Drake and Kendrick Lamar have been feuding for quite some time, releasing diss tracks against one another. But again, police have revealed the victim suffered a gunshot wound to the upper chest, and it does appear to have been a drive-by attack. Also, there has been impact across the Atlantic. In London, someone reportedly vandalizing Drake's store, spray painting, quote, "They not like us" on the store's front window. That graffiti inspired by Kendrick Lamar's.
There we go. That graffiti inspired by Kendrick Lamar. So we got to remember, this is a game of words, right? Especially when we get into politics, music, entertainment. It's a game of words. It's what you say. It's not so much of what's real, what's true, what's not. It's what you say and how you say it. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not a big conspiracy, into that whole conspiracy type vibe, but at the same time, I call a spade, right? If you're already attaching Kendrick, right? If you are already attaching Kendrick name to vandalisms, attacking Drake's stores, pulling up to his hood and just shooting him up, bodyguards, you know what I'm saying? It's now going to create another narrative or another vibe, if we were to say, on who's really going to win now, right? Because as I said before, some of you folks join, is that Drake is very sensitive. He listens, he hears, he observes, and I'm not going to lie. Kendrick has been having every outlet playing his song, yo. I'm not gonna lie. Over 1 billion streams, breaking Spotify records. Is getting crazy. And it's on a specific part that everyone keeps dancing to, yo. I was on TikTok today. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't seen so many variations of this damn song and dance. If I was Drake, nah, I ain't going out like that. Think about it, yo. Drake has beat the Beatles, Beyonce. Like, he has transcended hip hop in so many different forms, variations, and your legacy is going to be left off a L because you a freaky boy. Yo, come on, y'all. Like, that's not how somebody trying to go out. That's not how you should go out. And then your last diss track, 3 minutes of it, Kendrick forced you to say you not one of those. Listen, I said the L was official when now you got to defend yourself for those type of allegations on a diss track. Yes, granted, he dropped some heat. Yes, he got in his bag and denounced it, said I was feeding him lies. But my question is, if you ain't feed him that lie, where'd he get it from? You get what I'm saying? So if we're going to now frame it as it all was a lie, now we got to judge it on who said the lie the best. And he got you to the point where your diss track is responding to the allegations. So now all of a sudden your store is getting vandalized with, they not like us. People getting shot, news reporters saying Kendrick name. You see what I'm saying? He has to find another way to get the advantage in the narrative of this battle, right? Because again, granted, Drake exposed, and again, none of us know this. None of us know these individuals, unless you do, but the majority of us do not know any of these individuals. But Drake is very confident on the facts that he had that Kendrick, if we're not going to be biased, is, he abuses his wife. But for some reason, that wasn't sticking. Because look, we're going to really talk about it. How many of you know people who have been in abusive relationships? Right? I say maybe 5 out of 10 people know somebody. But when we talk about the other allegations, nah, you're not getting invited to the barbecue. Like, you are not coming to Christmas. Forget your birthdays. You might as well go that way and keep your head up. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I think either Kendrick got some information, because you got to think about how calculated Kendrick is. He has to have something to jump out the window. Kendrick literally jumped out the window with those allegations. I don't care what type of battle it is. When you say those type of allegations, you better have something to back it up. Because where I'm from, and I'm pretty sure where y'all from, that's something you got to pull up on. You got to pull up on somebody's putting those allegations on you. And I'm not even talking no street, none of that. I'm talking about you putting on some damaging allegations. Now let's unpack these type of allegations. What does that do to your brand, right? Let's talk about it. What that does to your brand, to your relationships. You know what I'm saying? Your personal relationships, what your mom thinks about you. Like, yo, son, you a freaky boy? What you doing? You wildin'. You like what? Oh, nah, we good. Thanksgiving, we skipping that one. You get what I'm saying? Like, those type of allegations, I think, was outrageous. And there's no proof. And here's another thing, right? And we gonna keep it a buck. If they was true, why isn't Kendrick reporting it? Why isn't he reporting it to the authorities? That's not something you play with. You get what I'm saying? Why nobody's reporting it to the authorities? So what I'm saying is, I think Kendrick took the he say, she say, crafted it up in a fire track, but I don't think he realized the repercussions of when you attach that to somebody's brand. It can get really ugly, really ugly. Yeah, we could say Drake is up, his money up, his bag is up, but when you attach those type of allegations, I think it's very, very disgusting. Unless you got proof, and you now trying to wait and hold it until he drops another one. You get what I'm saying? But again, I got to give both sides some perspective. So now, when we're now in a situation when somebody's getting shot and things of that nature, we got to really start realizing, was this really about music, or this is on some other stuff that may be a little bit past music? I truly believe it's a lot more that we need to unpack before we start making conclusions about this. Because all I know is if somebody is getting that type of tag attached to their brand and name, somebody got to get shot. But it's not supposed to be somebody in his camp. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to promote violence. I'm not trying to do none of that. But shoot, I was mad when somebody said I stole apple juice out of one of my employer's refrigerators back in the day. I was wilding out. I don't be stealing nobody apple juice. Like, I'm just saying, like, think about all the stuff we get mad about. Now, imagine if that was attached to you. That is crazy. That is crazy. So let's finish up this report and we're going to switch gears. But I find it really interesting all of a sudden that Kendrick is being attached just in the headlines. And I think I know why.
Or Crime Stoppers. You can expect to see an increased presence in this neighborhood for the next little while, but it's no different than any other shooting or firearm discharge. We'll have officers here looking for witnesses to come forward, as well as we canvassing for video. I'll now take a few questions.
Was Drake home, and is he cooperating with this investigation?
I cannot confirm if Drake was home at the time the incident occurred, but I can tell you that we are in contact with his team and they are cooperating.
To what extent is the rat beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar part of the investigation focus?
So I am aware of what you're talking about, but it is so early in the investigation that we don't have a motive at this time. And so I cannot comment further on that.
While the motive may not be confirmed, if that is something that you're looking at, knowing that this beef crosses borders into the U.S., is there anything being done in the investigation to maybe prevent a potential suspect from leaving Canada?
So this is no different than any other investigation. Okay, like it's maybe more high profile because there's more people here, but we treat it like any other incident. So we'll be using all our resources. Our teams will be doing as much as they can to investigate this, but it'll be no different than any other investigation at this time.
Who was shot still in serious condition? Have you been able to talk to him? Has he not been able to give you a suspect description? And how is there no video yet of the car that fled?
So I can tell you that all I'm going to say about the victim is that he's still in the hospital in serious condition. And I'm not going to just no, I'm not going to at this time.
This is obviously a very well-to-do neighborhood. There's likely a lot of video around. Have you guys begun your canvassing? Do you expect to get a good amount of video involved with this?
I would be surprised if we didn't. I can say that we've already collected some video evidence which captures the incident.
You said suspects plural. Can you say, are we talking 2, 3, or more?
No idea at this time.
And would you characterize this as a drive-by shooting, or more specifically, did they stop and open fire?
I'm not going to get into specifics about the investigation at this time, just that a vehicle was involved and then fled the scene. That will be part of our investigation, but again, we're very early on.
How did the 911 call come in? Who made it?
Yo, so check it. He just said they asked him, hey, are you guys going to be contacting or working in LA? He just confirmed that will be a part of our investigation. That's it. That's all was needed. That's all was needed. If I had to play devil's advocate and what we want to come out of this, right? On what we want to come out of this, if I had to play devil's advocate, now we're going to have an investigation over in LA for Kendrick to see if there's any relations or any attachments or any affiliations. Now, again, let's play this out. Let's just say Kendrick is involved hypothetically, or let's say he's involved in some other things, because that's why I said I believe this is past music. I think we all initially thought this was just some friendly sparring back and forth. But when Kendrick came out with, I think it was Euphoria or one of the other one. I think that was it. He kept alluding. To other accusations. So if we're in a rap battle, and this is about who has the this is why J. Cole got out. J. Cole was like, hey guys, you ready to rap? That's what J. Cole wanted to do. He thought he was coming up to the basketball court for a fair game of basketball. Nah, these niggas trying to destroy each other's legacy. Think about it. Who else was attached to any type of trafficking and, little girl, you know what I'm saying? We look at my last podcast, my last video. I already showed y'all who Drake sounded like. I don't even know how to hog tie, right? We already know, man. Cows, man, he locked up. But it took 15 years, but that's always been attached to his legacy. So the simple fact that Kendrick has attached that to Drake's legacy, somebody gotta get smacked. I ain't gonna say die, but we already know what type of repercussions that come with what you saying is not true. If you don't got no paperwork, if you spewing out all these different lies and accusations, that's gonna destroy my brand forever. And now, I just thought about it. Now your kids? Yo, what if your kid one day just like, yo, let me throw on my pops, you know what I'm saying? Let me throw on a couple of, some of the classic, beats my pops was in, and this part come up. Little man, all he hears, freaky ass boy, freaky, like, that's different. And we all know music is time stamped forever. So this is why I am concluding that Kendrick either has information that is very powerful that can end Drake's career. All right, come on, stay with me. Because again, for you to put that in a rap battle, there has to be a motive. You get what I'm saying? It has to be a motive, right? When we see the Jay-Z's and the Nas, when we see the Beanie Singles and the Jadakiss, the Dipset versus 50 and all these 50 Cent versus Kanye, we've never heard anything like this. And back then they were getting dirt on each other. But my whole point is, when you are putting these type of accusations in a rap battle, something probably took place and somebody really pissed Kendrick off. Somebody got real close to the family. You get what I'm saying? Somebody got close to the family. Because when you get close to the family, then you have nothing to lose at this point. You get what I'm saying? You now going out with a fight. Like, all right, you crossed the line, bro. I got some dirt on you, and I'm about to fry you. That's the only time you putting that out to the public. You get what I'm saying? That's the only time you putting out to the public. So Drake pissed somebody off. And I know everybody keeps using a narrative that, Drake is getting money on the back end with Taylor Swift. Like, we heard different outlets talking about that. But the reality is that enough to put out those type of allegations over money? Nah, I think it's way deeper than that. So I find it interesting as we unpack this. Somebody at Drake's house, the Bodyguard, got shot. It was a drive-by shooting. We got news outlets, putting out the narrative that Kendrick is attached to it. But I think that either Drake crossed the line somewhere, somehow. Maybe he was getting too big. Think about it. Look what they did to Michael Jackson. Let's talk about it. Look what they did to Michael Jackson. He was trying to buy catalogs, right? Was he trying to buy the Beatles catalog? I can't remember, but he was trying to buy catalogs. He owned a few. And of course, the big conspiracy on how they had to get him up out of there. Rest in peace, Michael. So I'm curious if there are higher powers that is checking Drake like, hey, yo, I need you to chill out, bro. Do the music, do the little jingles and the melodies. Because if I was sitting in Drake's shoes, right, and we all know Drake looks up to Jay-Z, right? He all looks up to Hove, right? and he saw Hove transition, right? We saw Jay transitioned or transcended into the music business. I mean, into the sports business, right? Live Nation, doing a Super Bowl production. He's out the way. He's out the way. Jay can just hop in, drop a track here and there, still do his little music, his first love. But so what I'm saying is that if this is maybe the path Drake wants to take, he's going to have to make some big chess moves. He's going to have to drop some bags, some heavy bags on certain outlets, certain arrangements, certain business deals. And I think what happened was that trickled down where it affected his peers in music. So now, if we going to talk executive and the people at the higher ups are like, all right, look, we're going to have to figure something out, or we're going to have to strategically put some chess pieces here or there. We're going to have I'm going to throw you some bags. I need you to mess with Kendrick and the fam a little bit. I need you to let Future know, like, yo, Drake getting 2% off of each stream. Something crazy. I'm just being speculative right now. Because we're going to have to find a way to get Drake to understand, nah, you ain't getting that powerful. Because y'all got to understand, Drake has transcended internationally all over the world as the #1 hip-hop artist. And we're going to keep it a buck. He's definitely worth over a B, from the assets, the network, the collaborations, the endorsements, everything. Right? So again, there's a lot of things that's not being said that we as an audience don't know nothing about. But what I'm trying to connect the dots here for you guys is that it had to be something explosive enough for somebody to put the green light on Kendrick to put that information out. Even if it is a lie. That's my point. What people not understanding, it could still be a lie. But people are not understanding how detrimental that is to your brand. I want everybody to do this for me real quick. What do you know? Everybody put in the chat, what you know R. Kelly for? Like, somebody put what you know R. Kelly for. It's never going away. Yeah, we could put 12 Play, we could put Happy People, we could put I Believe I Could Fly, but we all know how that was a detriment, and because it was true, right? He's been convicted, to his brand. So we fighting fire with fire. We in a war, and I'm trying to get you up out of here. Oh, I'm going for the headshot. What Kendrick did was the headshot. The headshot. The question we need to figure out is, what was the motive behind it? Who and whose family got touched? No pun intended. You follow what I'm saying? So now, as this unfolds, we're going to start seeing, because now we got the police involved. So they have to unpack it. They have to get investigations. Now we're talking about the police internationally on the Canada side. Now we're going to have, you already know how LA is. You already know they type of operation. So now we're going to try to find pieces to put here to indict, convict, whoever. This is getting ugly, man. Here at the JefeTalk Podcast, we try to give everything from a boss perspective, no bias, no left or right. Listen, I need everybody to take off your fan hats and put on your logical, make it make sense hats. Because now people getting shot. This is wild. So on other news, I wanted to at least switch gears a little bit. Looks like we got The Game fires back at Rick Ross. Now, I ain't going to hold you. Like, yo, The Game need to chill out, man. The Game is like, he's giving me Kanye vibes. Remember when Kanye just tried to jump in the battle? Like, yo, bro, nobody was asking for you, calling for you. You just wanted the attention. Yeah, you in the fashion music. You changed the game. But, bro, you are not a part of this battle. I hate when I start seeing artists trying to invite themselves in the beef because they can't have nothing else relevant to talk about, nothing else big in their life that's going on. You get what I'm saying? I'm just thinking it's getting real corny how people, like, even A$AP Rocky, like, shout out to Harlem, but at the same time, like, yo, bro, this on camera, you giving Drake mad props. You get what I'm saying? And this is kind of what's also exposing to me on how all of these artists are so fake. There's mad footage of them giving mad props to Drake. all of a sudden he's the enemy. Granted, they might be exposed to new information. And this is what I mean. You got to start using your mind when you start seeing why there's a shift in propaganda. Something was exposed. And we keep saying, all right, it's easy to say it was pillow talking, it was a chick involved, but that's always been the game. Come on, y'all. That's always been the game. It's always been a girl pillow talking, a dude pillow talking. So there's no way you have a whole industry do a flip side on one person over a female? Nah, brother. Nah. I think it's a little bit more deep than that. I think we about to see some things. And look, shout out to Cat Williams. Yo, he called it. Tell me I'm not lying. Cat Williams called it. Yo, he started off the year with one of the highest viewed interviews at the top of the year. And the main thing he kept saying, this is going to be the year of exposure. Talk about prophecy. Cat Williams called it. He said there's a lot of things going on in the industry that is disgusting and is nasty, and people are getting exposed. Go down a timeline. We got Diddy. I haven't heard Diddy this quiet since I don't know when. Granted, there's an investigation going on, but that exposure came out. His sons, you get what I'm saying? Now we got Drake being indirectly exposed in a rap beef with that disgusting tag to his legacy now. It's getting really interesting. And I think how I want to frame this conversation we have in here on the JefeTalk Podcast. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button below. I want us to frame this conversation on how can we look at this from a boss perspective. And when I mean perspective, I mean by a mind that can't be swayed left or right. How can we look at this and what can we benefit from it or what can we learn from it? And I think off top, we all can say we can learn that nobody's your friend. Nobody's your friend. I mean, there's footage of these guys kumbaya in the studio. Drake brung Kendrick on his first album, I think, right on the Take Care album, took him on tour. So now, as we know, Kendrick has always been a humble, cool, collective guy. So the fact that he's putting this type of disgusting tag on Drake definitely crossed the line somewhere. He definitely crossed the line somewhere. So I'm really curious on what that may be, what that may look like.
BBL Drizzy, I'm at the pool party, and they just called you a petty. You a chomo? They backed it up at the party. Come on, boy.
Oh, man. I mean, obviously, classics already.
Hey, we started this album 12 days ago. 12 days ago, man. We here, man.
Rap God. I'm here to let you. I know you just said it, but I'm going to say it right now. This is a rap God right here. I'm like, real shit.
Some respect on my game, man.
Go.
Yo, this is a PSA to all entrepreneurs, business owners. It don't matter. Hair, makeup, clothing lines, artists, producers, anybody, man. Add them under this post and let me know. I'm building a solid team. Let's get it in, man. I got some plays, all right? Tap in. Any business, all business. Watch us get right.
The biggest boss, I'm in Guyana right now. I love my people. As you can see in my bio on my page, man, I'm a tourist. I love traveling, love going places. Last night, we celebrated Kiki on the River, Luke Belair Bottles. That night, the festival we doing in Guyana, next level, biggest boss. Everybody that's in Guyana, don't meet me there, beat me there. We finna have an amazing time together right now, biggest. Live from Guyana, it's the biggest boss. We finna turn this motherfucker all the way up. I love y'all. WMG, the Empire.
All right, so right there, we just saw a lot of indirect comments coming from the game towards Rick Ross. And I'm not too sure the relationship of Game with Drake. But we do know Rick Ross started the narrative of, hey, you know, you don't think you're black enough. He kind of picked off where Pusha T left off, right? If I'm correct. But Rick Ross is now running with the nasty allegations and his little jabs against Drake. So now all that's taking place, and now we got Game trying to insert himself into a beef. And granted, that's what Game does. Like, shout out the Game. Like, like shout out the Game, because if one thing we know Game is about is bars and some altercation. You get what I'm saying? At least Game is consistent. So I'm not even mad at that. I know I take back what I said earlier. Like, why are you putting yourself? That's what he's supposed to do, because he writes his best work when he's in the middle of a beef. You get what I'm saying? Pause. When he's in the middle of an altercation of some sort. But I'm curious on why now Game is being tag team. Why is he tag team into this? You get what I'm saying? And what's driving Rick Ross to run with those allegations? Like, listen, if this was all play, if this was all like pretend, if none of these allegations were true, these are smart businessmen to a degree, right? Rick Ross, we could say he's a very smart, savvy businessman. Very smart, savvy businessman. You got Drake on probably 60% of your catalog, dog. Like 60%. You get what I'm saying? So we gotta really unpack what took place for Rick Ross. And it's not no cease and desist that he did on French Montana. I know some of y'all already hit me on that, saying, yeah, he put it. Nah, that is not it. Think about it. You know how much money Drake brung Rick Ross? Like, granted, Rick Ross is nice, but we know who's the biggest superstar. We know who the biggest superstar is. You get what I'm saying? So I need y'all to use your thinking caps and start asking yourself questions. Why is Rick Ross, right, very successful businessman, multiple business, streams of income, Drake has been on at least 50% of his music biggest hits. I'll give him 60%. Why is he attaching those type of allegations to Drake? Because first it was about the BBL, the abs, and all that. It was funny. You know what I'm saying? It was funny. It was a nice little funny jabs back and forth. You get what I'm saying? But now he's running with the allegations that, you know what I'm saying, that can get you some time. Because once they connect this, and that, oh yeah, you gotta go see the judge for that. You get what I'm saying? Kendrick bringing it to light. First, he did it on a Future track. He came out, said he's, forget the big three is all me. You get what I'm saying? It was friendly. But I think what Kendrick did, he baited him in. He baited him in with that track. Somebody gave J. Cole the heads up, like, yo, bro, this is not that type of party. Please go back in the car. Yo, think about it, yo. And I know I'm not trying to keep laughing. Like, shout out to J. Cole. I actually met him before at one of his concerts. He's a dope, cool dude. But, yo, I just need y'all to think about that one kid that tried to go to the court with all the older kids. Be like, yo, your little man, this ain't the time, bro. We can work on your drills later. I know you like doing a little dribble drills with me, but I'm about to beat this nigga ass. You get what I'm saying? Like, they told Cole, like, yo, get over there. And Cole, he had to frame it, yo, this is about to get ugly. I want to get out of it. Nah, somebody, I think it was Schoolboy Q. I heard called him up. Let me see if I can find that for you. I heard he hit him up and was like, hey, yo, J. Cole, I'm gonna tell you right now, go back into your clubhouse. Go back into your clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? So I think J. Cole, unfortunately, caught a stray because he thought it was a friendly game of sparring. You know what I'm saying? He thought it was a friendly game of sparring. So let's pull this up. And shout out to the outlets that I'm posting tonight. Definitely want to make sure I'm showing y'all some love. I appreciate y'all getting this info, this intel. But we unpacking tonight what's going on.
J. Cole took a lot of heat for apologizing and deciding to back out of this
Shout out
rap
to
battle.
DJ
Additionally,
Erica.
the rap battle included Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and J. Cole. And J. Cole jumped into the ring and dropped a diss track on Kendrick Lamar. Now, they're saying the real reason why, this is prior to him deciding to go on stage and apologize during his Dreamville Festival. Claims and information is coming out through allhiphop.com claiming allegedly the reason why J. Cole may have backed out was because he had a conversation with one of Kendrick Lamar's label mates, allegedly Schoolboy Q. Now, they stated that their source was a writer that was at Dreamville Festival who reached out to allhiphop.com claiming that what occurred backstage is that he had a conversation with J. Cole warning him that it was in his best interest to back out of the rap battle between himself, Kendrick Lamar, and Drake. Now, we're not quite sure exactly what type of situation it was, whether it was just like a friendly gesture, like, hey, it's best for you to not continue, or if it was maybe a record that he heard and he knew it was going to come out and he didn't want it to come out, any type of negotiations. We're not quite sure. This is what All Hip Hop is reporting. I'm going to read the quote directly from them so you guys can hear what was said. And then we're going to go from there. So it says, allegedly, Schoolboy Q had a conversation with J. Cole at Dreamville Festival. Our writer confirmed that Schoolboy Q allegedly was at the festival and that they did have a conversation. She couldn't corroborate what they talked about, but sources are telling allhiphop.com that they gave him a warning. I'm not specifying what kind of warning, whether it was a bullying move, a Debo-like maneuver, or just a friendly heads up. I don't think it matters at this point, but based on what Punch, the president of Top Dog Entertainment, said, I think they gave him what he needed to hear to bow out gracefully. So
that's interesting. That's really interesting. I didn't know that. Yo, shout out to DJ Erica, allhiphop.com as well. Appreciate the content, the information, but I want y'all guys and ladies to think about it. The president of TDE, of Kendrick's label, reached out to J. Cole. So we're not talking about we're not talking about Kendrick or anybody else. We're talking about the president, right? So when you think about the position of a president of a rap label, right? You got to understand the branding, the business, the relationships, what's going on, have an ear to the industry, things of that nature, right? So for him to give J. Cole a heads up, because everyone is running with the frame that J. Cole, he took the bigger stance in the situation. Nah, I think J. Cole heard some allegations. That's what I'm saying. I think initially we thought J. Cole bowed out because he was just friends with Kendrick and J. Cole and Drake, and he just wanted, you know what I'm saying? Because he was the one saying big three at first. But the fact that the president of TDE hit up J. Cole and said, basically, we got some allegations that Kendrick is going to touch on, and bro is real. Think about it now. If it was fake, yo, I'm cracking the code tonight, y'all. I'm cracking the code. If it was fake, would J. Cole bow out? Think about it. Come on, y'all. If it was not real or had any hint of truth, granted, does J. Cole even want to be a part of those type of allegations? But my point is, if you look at the body language of J. Cole that night and how he was still showing Kendrick love, I think it was some validity to what Kendrick president or his camp said to J. Cole for him to still show love. Because if we're going to be real, if somebody says some BS about one of my peoples or people I've done business with or work with, and it's not true, I'm not going to rock with you no more. You see what I'm saying? If any of y'all had a relative, family, or friend, and you get word that somebody's pinning it on your people and it's not true, why are you showing love at a concert? He showed Kendrick mad love at that concert, saying, peace, he's my brother. Notice he didn't say nothing about Drake that night. Come on, y'all. I need y'all to wake up. Come on, y'all. Come on. And then, when we unpack that, how J. Cole kind of got himself out the situation, it's because he was given a heads up of the type of allegations that was supposed to come. And that's keeping it real. That is keeping it real. And I think if we now sit back and look at this, because now we got to just sit back and see what happens. Now we got to sit back and see what happens, because this is literally turning into something that is very frightening, unfortunately, to somebody's legacy. I hope it's not true, but this was the dagger. This is literally what could potentially put Drake out of business. As far as, I'm not saying he's going to be broke, but what I'm saying is his brand is what elevates him, right? What he's known for, the hit maker, putting music out, his relationships, the endorsements. Kendrick is trying to knock him off. You get what I'm saying? This is wild, yo. Look at look at J. Cole's body posture and how he's communicating about Kendrick.
So I'm so proud of that project, except for one part. It's one part of that shit that make me feel like, man, that's the lamest shit I ever did in my fucking life, right? And I know this is not what a lot of people want to hear. I know I can hear my niggas up there right now like, nah, don't do that. But I got to keep it 100 with y'all, right? I damn near had a relapse, right? Because y'all heard some shit that happened 3 weeks ago, however long it was. Y'all heard that bazooka that was dropped on the motherfucking game, right? So all of this time of me moving on my own accord, for the first time I was tested. Why am I tested? Because I got the world and I got my niggas like, what you gonna do, Cole? My niggas like, boy, I must have had 1,000 missed calls. Oh my fucking God. Text flooded. I couldn't even answer my shit. Nigga, it's wartime. Right? Niggas want to see blood.
That's the cap. See? That's the cap. We just saw in a news report recently that the president of TDE contacted J. Cole and told him, bro, get out this battle. Get out this battle. You get what I'm saying? So I'm now understanding why J. Cole took this approach, because, again, you got millions of people watching what you're going to do. And you have to craft the narrative. You have to craft the narrative in a way where it was a friendly bow out. You get what I'm saying? Because if J. Cole knew this was coming, why he didn't give Drake the heads up? And my question is, what if he did give Drake the heads up? Right? Because who dropped after this? Who dropped after this? Drake did. Drake was trying to bait Kendrick out. Drake was trying to bait Kendrick to come out and say what you got to say. Where you at? You get what I'm saying? Of course, it was responding to the Future track, but I'm trying to craft these pieces together for y'all. After this drop, Drake then went on his, you know what I'm saying? He went on his little spree against Kendrick about, yo, where you at? Come on, you talking? I'm hearing you talking. So I think this is way past. This is deeper than rap. This is getting to a point where we're really gonna have to sit back and just see what happens. Hopefully, some way this can be debunked if it's not true off of Drake's legacy. But I'm sorry, I think the damage has already been done. I think now we're gonna start seeing some crazy accusations. We're gonna see some other events happen that's gonna make this, unfortunately, a bad ending for somebody. Mark my words. Yo, thank y'all tonight for rocking with me. I appreciate the viewers pulling up to me. Make sure you like and subscribe if you appreciated my take tonight. I'm here. I'm gonna be consistent. I got enough content now. There's stuff going on. I could talk to y'all. You feel me? So just show some love, share, like, subscribe, and I appreciate everyone who pulled up tonight. And let's get it.